Every season tells a story, but most people miss theirs. What if the piece that you've been chasing isn't in the next season? What if it's hidden in the one that you're standing in right now? I want to help you understand how to stop fighting the season you're in and to start growing through it. You see, we spend so much time in our life wrestling with the place where we're actually meant to be, striving to get into the next place that's not ready for us yet. So I want to help you to understand that better and to apply that better. I've had the opportunity in my journey to help not just hundreds but thousands of people to walk through life's challenges and pressures, but to do it in the season that they're actually in. We've all been conditioned to resist change, to hold on to comfort, and to avoid discomfort. And I do that too sometimes. I'm still growing in this just like you are. But we've learned these lessons, these learned behaviors and mechanisms that we need to try and seek out comfort as our priority instead of dealing with the stuff that's in front of us and realizing that enjoyment can happen in the season that we're actually in right now. You see, life moves in rhythms. It doesn't always happen at the same tempo and in the same way. There are rhythms and seasons to life, and sadly, most people actually spend too much time living outside of the proper season, either clinging to the past or overly chasing the future. And both of those problems can get you into trouble. Whether you find yourself looking back too often and wishing and hoping that you could change something about your yesterday, or you're so future focused that that's the reason that you struggle to live in your day to day. Whatever the case might be, generally the result tends to be frustration, maybe even burnout, certainly anxiety, and lots of comparison game pressure. Well, I want to help you to avoid those challenges and those mistakes so that you can learn to live in the season that you're in and be ready for the next one, having addressed the previous one so that you can actually enjoy the journey of your life. You see, every season has a purpose. Even winter seasons. A winter season can refine you. It can cause you to take an audit of what's going on in your life. It can cause you to reprioritize. A spring-style season can revive you and bring things back to life, maybe dreams that have been dormant for a long time. Summer rewards you, where you're enjoying that feeling of sun on the face and sun on the skin. And autumn is a season that can reposition you. It causes you to evaluate and think about what's coming next. But here's the point. Transformation in your life begins when you ask the question, what is this season trying to teach me? You know, we're all very similar, really, when it comes down to it, me included. We spend so much time and burn so much energy wrestling with the season that we're in, maybe grumbling about elements of the season that we're in, instead of wising up more quickly and asking the question, what is this season trying to teach me? What is it trying to show me? How is it connected to my past, and how is it positioning me for my future? You know, even in my own life, I've recently been through a season like that, a season of career transition. Came out of a very busy season, a long career season, into a bit of a mysterious question mark of a season. Not quite sure exactly what was going to come next. And I wasted too much energy in that season wrestling with things that I couldn't control, putting my focus on too many things that just needed time to do their thing. And what I should have spent more time doing is what I'm encouraging you to do, to ask that smarter question, what is happening inside me in this season? What am I learning and observing around me in this season? And what should I be paying attention to so that I'm ready for everything good that's coming in the next season? You see, we've been taught that progress is linear and that success can be constant. But actually, that's not the rhythm of life. The reality of our lives are that life is cyclical. It's a rhythm of death and rebirth, of starting and finishing, of letting go and learning to begin again. And until we learn to accept that rhythm, we'll always feel behind, even when we're exactly where we're meant to be. And that's really what I want to help you with today, to realize that you might not be behind, but actually turning more attention and more focus to being fully in the season that you're in is actually the thing that you need most. In a moment, I'm going to give you a few practical tips about how you can actually do this, how you can actually live in the season that you're in. But for those of you who are hearing this, and this is really awakening something on the inside about understanding your past and your present and your future, wanting to grow, wanting to succeed, I want you to understand I've put something really comprehensive together just for you. I call it the True Self Transformation Program. There's a link in the show notes below so you can check out more information about it. But essentially, I've put together this beautiful training program where I personally mentor people and help them to navigate these kinds of seasons. And really what we get into is this idea that you need to get unstuck, you need to get growing, so that you can get upgraded. And each of those things are linked. And so if you'd love to hear more about that and hear some stories from other people who've tasted the benefit and the reward and the fruitfulness of mentoring in their life, click on that link and that will help you. But with the time we've got left in this episode, let's go through some practical tips about living in the season that you're in so that you don't get stuck in the past and so that you don't live too soon in your tomorrow. Let's go through these one at a time. We're going to start with number one, which is we want to name our season. Now, as we've already talked about, we can fall into the trap of spending too much time worrying about what's next and what happened previously. And we burn all this energy focusing in the wrong place and the wrong time frame. So we need to get honest with ourselves and describe the season that we're actually in. You see, clarity will bring peace to your soul. And even if the season that you're in right now is not one that you want to be in for a long time, the capacity and the courage to name it honestly is a powerful, powerful start point, which helps you to move to this second point that's also crucial. And that is that we want to practice presence. I'm going to use that spelling. It could be wrong. Practice presence. What does that mean? It means to stop living in yesterday or tomorrow and actually consciously acknowledge the fact, I'm here in this place. I'm here in this season. Sure, not everything around about me might be perfect or going the way I'd like it to go, but I'm acknowledging to myself, this is the season that I'm in. You know, I told the story a few moments ago about getting stuck or feeling a bit weird in a mid-career change season that I had recently. One of the things that started to turn the wheels of change for me was when I started to accept and speak correctly to myself and say, Andrew, this is the season you're in. And maybe you should stop trying to rush the process and practice presence and say, I am here. There must be something positive going on in me and through me to help me prepare for what's coming next. Number 3 of 5. Here we go. Number 3, and that is to find the gift. Let me explain to you what this actually means. When I say find the gift, I'm trying to help you realize the point that every single season in our life, even the challenging ones, have got a gift that they're trying to bring our direction into our life. Now, that might be difficult for some of you to accept and to embrace on the surface level, but if you can lean in and trust me that I've been through this same thing that you're going through, if we can learn to contemplate and consider that maybe even the tough seasons have a gift in them for us, we might then do better at finding what that gift is. And it's quite possible that that moment is what begins to unlock our progress to move forward into the next. You see, for me, in my situation I've been talking about today, the gift for me was there were certain skills and strengths that were missing from me, and I had to get desperate enough to go looking for them, to include them into my operations and into what I was doing on a daily basis. And as I did that, that started to turn the wheels of change. So we can find that gift in every season. Number 4, I want to encourage you to hold on to hope. This is so, so important. You see, if we get to a point where we believe that what we're in right now is going to be the end of us or the death of us or all things bad and negative, we will lose hope and our perspective will go dim, the light will fade, and we'll find it really challenging just to get through our daily routine. And so we need to have reasons to hope forward, not getting into that zone where we obsess over our tomorrow, because this is all about living in the season we're in, but having that light called hope that says, no, I believe that I'm coming through this, and this season will pass just like all the seasons that went before it actually passed, and I won't get stuck in this place. Let me give you one more tip in this episode today, also super crucial, and that is to stay thankful. Now, I know as well as you do that there are some seasons that we get into where actually being thankful can be really difficult to hold our handle on, especially when things feel like they're going against you, and you might be in that season. I want to specifically encourage you, if that's you, if you're in a tough season and it feels like life is conspiring against you and ganging up on you. I've been there too. I've been through some seasons where my work pressure and my family pressure and problem solving in really stressful situations were my 24/7 experience, not just for weeks, not even just months, but a couple of phases in my life where it went for years. And it got difficult to hold on to my gratitude, but it was important that I actually was able to remain thankful, because the truth was, and I believe that the truth for you will be, we actually always have at least a few things that we can be thankful for when we turn our attention to those things. So I want to encourage you, stay thankful, keep identifying the reasons why you can be thankful, keep on vocalizing about those things that you can be thankful for. So you can do this. You actually can live in the season that you're in by being fully present, fully thankful in your current season, and learning to live in rhythm with the season you're in helps you to thrive in the next one. So look, if this has helped you today and you've heard something useful, as I mentioned earlier, why don't you check out my training program, The True Self Transformation, and then also share this episode with a friend who you might know is in a similar situation to you, and it will encourage them. Drop me a comment below if you can. I'd love to hear some of your story. I appreciate you taking the time to be here in this episode today, and I'm going to see you in another one real soon.